Welcome to Pashua's Moment with Pastor Charles Kiyaga.
Yes, praise the Lord, brethren. We are back again on our program, the Pashua's Moment, and I'm seated here on your great site, Zion Pashua's Prayer Mountain, where if you have never come here, I wonder why you demean yourself. I wonder why you deny yourself an opportunity to connect with your source. I encourage you, find time and come. This place is open 24/7. Open, ready to receive you and ready to give you an environment where you can connect with the source of your being. Okay? Today is a Friday, and every Friday we spend a nice vigil here. We spend a night before God, crying to God. Every one of us, you have a reason to cry to God. No one can say, cry to God for what? I have everything. You think you can have the money, you have the children, you have what? But I tell you, you don't even understand the destiny of these children. You don't know what their future is going to be like. You need to go to God and you cry to God. Every one of us, we need God. We need God's intervention in our situation. God's intervention in our affairs, in our day-to-day life. We need God. Every one of us, whether you want to believe it or you don't. Okay? We want to go to our series. We are here in Genesis 6. Now we are going to read verses 12. He says, Genesis 16 verses 12. He says, yesterday we looked at God addressing Hagar as Hagar and telling her, you have a child and you bear a son. Call him Ishmael. And I will, because I've had your affliction. And we said God was addressing Hagar as Hagar. And when he was talking about this son, he did not even mention Abraham in this respect. He did not say Abraham's son. No, he was addressing Hagar as Hagar and saying, I've had your affliction. I've had your affliction. Not the affliction of being afflicted as a maid who had become errant, becoming a wife in some other person's home. No, but because of that she has gone through that had determined her to be a maid. God said, I've had your affliction. Verses 12. He shall be a wild man. His hand shall be against every man, and every man his hand shall be against him. He shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. Now God was speaking to Hagar about his son and saying, he shall be a wild man. Why shall he be a wild man? Because the way he came, he was born out of a break from God's leading and guidance. He was born out of, I could say, sin or disobedience. And God says he will be a wild man. We have so many of us who are born out of God's purpose and plan. That's why the world is running crazy. We have so many wild men. We have so many wild men. This is why we have a lot of violence in our day. This is why people behave the way they behave. There are people who behave like animals. They were so violent, so wild. He says he will be a wild man. And his hand shall be against every man, and every man's hand shall be against him. My brother, my sister, you may want to have children out of God's plan for you. You may even be married and you say, let me have children out of wedlock and have some other children out there. But you are creating wild men. You are bearing children over whom a spirit of wildness will be hovering. Over whom a spirit of violence will be hovering. Today you wonder, you have your own children, you have taught them everything that they should be as children, but they grow up and they become wild. They become errant, untamable. You talk to your son and he's like not your son. Because of a wild spirit. And this wild spirit is born out of deviation from God's plan. This son was born out of a deviation from God's plan, at least in respect to Abraham. It may not be a deviation maybe in light of Hagar, but in light of Abraham, it was a deviation. And this son, there was a wild spirit going around with him. So he says he will be a wild man. How many of us are behaving like wild? We are untamable. There is a wild spirit hovering over our world, over our communities. There is a wild spirit where people kill each other at will. They are killing like killing chicken. That is a wild spirit. That is not a spirit of God. But that wild spirit is born out of a deviation from God's plan. Let us not just have children for the sake of having children. Let us have children in line with God's plan. Otherwise, we are bringing wildness in the world. So I encourage you to come and join us tonight. Every Friday we have a prayer vigil here. Come and we pray. Even if we have wild children whom we have produced, we can pray and God can tame them again and they become human. God bless you. Join us tonight in prayer.
Eyo yebadde Pursuers Moment ng'ekutusiddwako essomero lya Pursuers Junior School erisangibwa mu Butambala ku kkubo lya Mpigi Gombe. Kati wulira enkizo eriwo singa otwala omwana wo ku Pursuers Junior School. Interviews za bwereere. Essomero liyimiridde ku musingi ogutya Katonda ate ng'omwana agunjulwa bakugu. Tutumbula ebitone eby'enjawulo mu mwana. Tulina amazzi amayonjo ku ssomero ate ng'omwana wasomera ne weyeebaka abanga mukungu. Endya y'abayizi nnungi byansusso anti emmere tugirimira nga ne faamu y'ente weeri ku ssomero. Tulina emmotoka ezitambuza abaana. Pursuers Junior School e Butambala tusomesa abaana okuva mu baby class okutuuka ku kibiina ekyomusanvu mu ddene boarding. Okumanya ebisingawo 0772 41 98 4 ne 0702 36 41 64. Pursuers Junior School Butambala, in pursuit of knowledge.